So as usual, I'm a sucker for a bit of a project, and this came up ridiculously cheap. Yeah, I think it's all there. This is supposedly a 1966 Raleigh Runabout. That's an RM6 model. I think all the bits are here. I rescued it from on top of a workshop at a friend's place that it was clearing out. Yeah, it remains to be seen what we do with this project, but here's another one to add to the list of what you might see being built up. I decided to chuck most of those bits together to build up a rolling chassis, and sort of had looked at it like this and thought it'd be a good time to get some paint on it. Turns out from the frame numbers that this was originally in black, as it's a pop model. So that's now been dropped off in microblast powder coat, and I'll be able to set out the rest of the bits. So while the frame's off for powder coating, I'm going to take a look at the rest of what's left of the bike. Got most of it here by the looks of it, including the wheels. And we're just going to go through and see what's usable and what can be cleaned up and what needs replacing. As you can see, most of these parts have got a good layer of rust and grease on them. So what we're going to do is we're going to chuck these into the hot parts washer here, get them all nice and cleaned up, and we'll see if they come out looking a bit better. So this is all the parts after being cleaned up and left to dry. We've got an improvement on a few of the bits that matter in here. The main pedal spindle holds the old cottage style crank arms onto there. See how that goes together in a bit. That's cleaned up to be pretty usable. Drive sprocket, all those sort of bits are okay. Yeah, there's a bit of rust on some bits here, but to be honest, I'm not aiming for it to be perfect. I don't mind a bit of patina on stuff, and it kind of shows the life it's lived. The engine, I've just given a basic clean. This is definitely going to need some further work, so I want to take it apart and just sort of give it a little bit of a health check, see how far into it we need to go. Some of the parts like this, which your belt drive goes onto, have been painted in a kind of dark grey. That's the original silver there, and it's been repainted, but see how it goes. Might redo it, might not. See how it looks when it's all together. I have found on the back wheel, whilst taking it apart, that we have a missing spoke out of there. Not quite sure where that goes to in the hub, but we'll take a look at that. And also that this rear sprocket is rather worn. Having a bit of a look online, it seems you can get replacements, but unfortunately without these nice little cutouts on there. Front wheel doesn't look too pretty, but it is all solid. I'll go through and give both these wheels a hub service. They're very similar to push bikes, and that's a previous life of mine as a cycle mechanic. So we'll go take a look into those. But yeah, that's most of these tidied up. So now all the big parts are cleaned up to the verb, we're going to take a look at some of the most important but smallest parts for it. Unfortunately, when I got this project, these arrived in 2 plastic beer mugs, so I've no idea what most of it's for, where it goes. Hoping once it's all cleaned up with using some parts manuals, we can figure out what it's all for. Hopefully it's all for this. So what we're going to do is empty it here into the parts tank. I've got an old chip fryer basket which worked really well in here to stop them getting lost down into these mesh holes here. And we'll go through and just run the fluid over them a bit and hopefully get them much cleaner. This has been part 1 of the restoration of this little Raleigh moped. There'll be more to come in future, so please like and subscribe to see more of this.